Hello. Okay. Hello? Hello? Okay, so this is the end of week 5, I believe, of documenting my trading journey, and we are on the second week of my funded account, funded challenge, and I won't show you guys the FTMO dashboard because I showed that yesterday, and there's nothing really to show. I'm about 6.8% up on the account, so I need to get to 10%, which could be achieved in one trade. So I am one trade away from passing phase 1. This video is going to be going through the trades I took this week, just an overall recap, Sunday recap from the previous week. So we'll get into that now, but firstly I just want to thank everyone for the support on all the last videos. Everything on the channel is going really well, so if you guys are watching this one, make sure you're subscribed, because I'd appreciate that. Anyway, let's get into the trades I've taken this week, and we'll talk about what happened, why I took it, what I could improve, what went well, all of that. Okay, so the week started off in a loss of £140, and the idea of the trade was it was a sweep of this high here, sweep, 15-minute break of structure here, and then it played out down to there, came up, New York session open, I got in the trade on a 5-minute fair value gap. So we're on the 5-minute, and this was the fair value gap I took it off. So obviously I just saw it kept rejecting off of here, and I thought New York open, I'm going to get in. Obviously it went straight to stop loss, not even any profit whatsoever. And I think the main takeaway was that this right here was more of a long position, because I should have position already played out. This already went to the downside, and here is when the trade ended. That yes, it played out what I thought, but it had already played out, and I was trying to catch it after it had played out. So what I really should have been taking was a sweep of this 15-minute going, but there's no break of structure, which is why I still wouldn't have taken a trade anyway, because as you can see there's no break of structure. And then I could have taken, I'm sure there's a 5-minute fair value gap that got hit somewhere in here, so that's definitely what I should have taken instead. My overall takeaway from that trade is that I just don't really want to be trading New York session anymore, and there's nothing like on paper. Obviously New York session is a great session to trade, but psychologically I think my brain's a bit more fatigued by New York session, because it's the middle of the day for me, because I live in a place where the time zone's London time zone. By the time New York session hits, I've already been awake for about, just guess, 7 hours, 8 hours, something like that. I just feel like I don't, my brain's thinking isn't as sharp, so that's why I'm going to stop trading New York session and only just stick to London session. I also find that by New York session, I can get a bit agitated if I haven't taken a trade in London session, because I saw nothing during this London session and I just was itching to take a trade, man. So I think I'm just going to say no more trading New York session, because I seem to force setups by that point in the day. So moving on to the trade that we took on Tuesday. So the trade we took on Tuesday ended up in a £430 profit. So that was about a 1-to-4 trade, 1-to-3.5, something around that, I don't remember exactly. But amazing profits for a comeback. And so we had a sweep of those hour relative equal lows. Here we had a break to the upside here, broken this previous high, up with displacement, and now I'm just waiting for a retrace into a fair value gap come market open. So market opens, and we go on the 5-minute. We can see, I'm not gonna lie, where the fuck was I seeing this entry? Oh, of course. And then the fair value gap that was created here taps into there. 8 o'clock starts. Actually, I believe it was 7:55 I got in, so I've just placed that wrong, but I didn't get in right at the bottom. Just out of it took a bit of time to place the trade. Anyway, trade gets placed and held it to there for a 430 profit. So that was an amazing trade. Obviously now with hindsight I could have held for a bit longer, but I took what I could get. Took a sweep of this area here, and I could have taken a bigger sweep, but there's something we can improve on, but I'm definitely not going to complain about that. Moving on to Wednesday, we took a £130 loss. So what we took was a sweep of this level here down to the 15-minute. And here we saw a break of structure with massive displacement. Now I'm waiting for market open. Market opens, 8 o'clock. We see a retrace into this 15-minute fair value gap, and a pretty decent one, but I'm looking more specifically on the 5 minutes for an even more precise entry. And I'm seeing this fair value gap here. So entered off there at 7.45, I think it was 7.50. It was around that time. Came into a bit of profit. Maybe I should have taken profits. I didn't. Went to stop loss. And honestly, with this trade, the bias was bullish. Everything was... This might sound really stupid, but I don't think... And I always criticize myself and find what I've done wrong in trades. I think this is just one of those trades where it's just a loss that it's just going to happen. There's nothing I can really get annoyed about this trade. I followed everything I was meant to follow. And it hit stop loss, but that's just part of the game. Moving on to Thursday, we took another £130 loss. Here's a trade we took. We took a sweep of this level here, broke structure, 15-minute, retraced up into this fair value gap. And my problem was I tried waiting for the next fair value gap to get hit, so I went down to the 5 minutes. And this is what became quite annoying, was that the trade already hit that fair value gap here, and I missed it. I missed that 7.45. I missed that 7.45 entry, and I was quite annoyed by that. So I was saying, next fair value gap that gets fit, I'm going to enter. So similar to Monday, the trade already swept this low here, which would have been my take profit. And because this would have been the entry, right? 7.45, because that's the earliest I join a trade. 7.45 starts, stops above these highs. Take profit on the low or a sweep of that low, this low here, sweep. That should have been the trade. 1 to 3 probably would have been. Now I waited for the next fair value gap to get hit, but what I didn't understand was the trade had already played out, so that was my issue there. But you know, it's just a learning, just a point in learning, and I'm learning my lessons for sure. And finally, Friday rounded the day off nicely. We got a £400 profit, and this was an amazing trade, to be honest. I'm not trying to toot my own trumpet. I don't know if that's a thing, but 1 hour, 4 hour liquidity sweep down here. We're on a bullish bias for the day still, on the daily, but there was a daily sweep, I'll show. There was a daily sweep of this level here, daily sweep of these lows, but I'm still saying the bias is bearish because we haven't had a massive break. 4 hour sweep. 1 hour sweep. Everything's just telling me sweep. We've got a break of structure literally everywhere. We've got a break of structure on the 1 hour. 15-minute, we come down during market open. Market opens, and I think it was about 7.40 I entered this trade, so a little bit earlier, but I saw it had already hit the fair value gap. I didn't want it to happen like it did on the day before on Thursday where I missed the entry, so got in there. A little bit of a late entry, but it's okay. And this looks like I'm lying, but dead ass out there. Could have held, but there was NFP, so I don't want to hold during NFP because I don't want to hold during news. And yeah, it's the end of the week, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.